Hi, my name is Adriana Kotler, and today I'm going to be talking about if supplementing with zinc increases the strength of the immune system. To start this video, I'm going to talk to you about what zinc is, how it works, and how it affects our body, and what supplementing with it would look like. Then I'm going to talk about what evidence has shown that zinc improves our immune systems. And finally, I will be discussing my opinions as to whether I believe zinc supplementation would be beneficial for our immune systems. So to start, what is zinc? Zinc is a component of every living cell. Its functions are typically separated into three categories of catalytic, structural, and regulatory. However, it executes its functions in two different ways: as a neurotransmitter, meaning it acts as a messenger in cell-to-cell communication, or as a signaling molecule as a secondary messenger. Zinc is a naturally occurring essential trace mineral. This means the human body must get them from food, but unlike macro minerals, we only need a very small amount of them. Even though it's a trace mineral, almost 300 enzymes require zinc for their activation or stability of structures, and over 2,000 transcription factors are related to the genetic expression of proteins that are dependent on zinc. Zinc is naturally present in some foods and is added to others, but it can also be available as a dietary supplement. Meats, poultry, seafood, and fortified breakfast cereals are some examples of foods that happen to be rich in zinc. Things like whole grains, legumes, eggs, and dairy products provide some zinc, but not as much as meat and poultry. Zinc has many important functions within our bodies. It is needed for DNA synthesis and RNA transcription, cell division, and cell activation for starters, but it is also needed for cellular growth, building proteins, healing damaged tissue, taste, smell, and probably most importantly, supporting a healthy immune system. Zinc also acts as an antioxidant by binding to cell membranes and proteins, displacing redox active metals like copper and iron, as well as increasing the activation of antioxidant proteins, molecules, and enzymes like glutathione, and reduces the activity of oxidant-promoting enzymes like NADPH oxide. It also aids the immune system as it is crucial for the normal development and function of cells mediating immunity, like neutrophils and natural killer cells. It affects the immune system as it protects the barrier of the skin and controls gene regulation in lymphocytes. Macrophages, which are a type of white blood cell, play an integral role in many immunologic functions, and when somebody has zinc deficiency, many of these functions get dysregulated. These affected functions include intracellular killing and cytokine production. It also interacts with multiple different hormones. It regulates the expression of insulin and also ensures that lipids are metabolized and functioning correctly. Those who are severely deficient in zinc often have cells that fail to replicate, which is why we have begun to believe that zinc is so important for the growth of children and adolescents. The FDA provides 2 daily recommendations as to what people should consume based on their age of zinc in a day. Most people in the United States get enough zinc from the foods that they eat on a day-to-day basis. Therefore, zinc deficiency is quite rare and pretty uncommon. But that being said, certain groups of people have difficulty getting enough zinc. People who have had gastrointestinal surgery, digestive disorders like Crohn's disease, people who follow a vegetarian or vegan diet are more susceptible because they do not eat meat, which is one of the highest sources of zinc. Also, beans and grains contain phytates, which are a compound that reduces the amount of zinc our body absorbs. People who are breastfeeding need more zinc in order to provide it for their growing baby and through breast milk, as well as children with sickle cell disease. And lastly, those who have higher susceptibility to deficiency are people with alcohol use disorder, because alcohol is another compound that reduces the amount of zinc our body absorbs. If somebody were to take a zinc supplement, this would increase the production of cytokines, which are the key messengers of immunologic cells, and by increasing their production, this would therefore increase the strength of the immune system. By taking zinc as a supplement, it increases the expression of multiple genes that regulate mitosis, and it makes these transitions to these phases smoother and easier for the cell. The cells that are proliferating the most in regards to zinc are lymphocytes, which are a type of immune cell found in the blood and lymph tissue. So because zinc increases cytokine production and cell proliferation, it has led people to make the claim that zinc can increase our immune system strength. The first study that I looked at was a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial that aimed to determine the effects of zinc on the incidence of infections in a healthy, elderly aged population of subjects. This study consisted of 49 elderly subjects who were randomly assigned to the zinc-supplemented or placebo group. Each day for 12 months, the subject in the zinc-supplemented group received 1 capsule of zinc gluconate, 15 milligrams of elemental zinc, orally 1 hour before breakfast and 2 capsules before going to bed, more than 2 hours after dinner or their last meal. Subjects in the placebo group received placebo capsules in the exact same manner. This study found that there was a significantly lower incidence of the common cold that occurred in the zinc-supplemented group than the placebo group, and the plasma zinc concentration in the zinc-supplemented group increased significantly, while in the placebo group it trended lower. The second study was a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled human clinical study that had 50 volunteers recruited within 24 hours of the onset of their symptoms of the common cold. The recruitment started in January of 1999 and it ended in January of 2003. Volunteers were recruited based off the criteria of having at least 2 of the following 10 cold symptoms: cough, headache, hoarseness, muscle ache, nasal drainage, nasal congestion, scratchy throat, sore throat, sneezing, and fever. The study used activated lozenges that were cherry oil flavored and fast, dry zinc acetate acting. It contained 13.3 milligrams of zinc acetate in each hard candy. Compared with the placebo group, the group of subjects who took the zinc-containing lozenge had an overall reduced mean duration of cold cough and nasal discharge. Administering zinc lozenges via this study seems to have had a positive effect on the immune response of fighting the common cold. This study aimed to determine if the supplementation of vitamin A and zinc had a positive effect on the body's immune response in Indonesian preschoolers aged 2 to 5 years old as a part of a routine national program. This was a randomized human clinical trial, and each participant received either a zinc supplement in the form of zinc sulfate, which was equivalent to 10 milligrams of elemental zinc, or placebo syrup for 4 months. Both groups received a single dose of vitamin A, which was 200,000 IU capsule, after 2 months of zinc supplementation as part of the routine national vitamin A supplementation program. Upon analysis, zinc supplementation had a significant effect on ex vivo IFNY production levels, which was one of the indicators of cell-mediated immune response. And this was present in boys and younger-aged children under 3.5 years old who were normal weight and had a low baseline retinol. Additionally, vitamin A supplementation showed a significant effect on ex vivo IFNY production among children with low baseline serum retinol, but there were no significant interactions between the treatments upon stratified analysis. Overall, the interaction between vitamin A and zinc supplementation on serum immunoglobulin levels was not significant. After reviewing these clinical studies, my conclusions are that I believe zinc does have an effect to be able to decrease the severity of one's cold symptoms and in turn can reduce the duration of the common colds. However, I do believe there need to be more studies that are taking place in order to examine the connection as to whether zinc can improve our immune systems. Zinc deficiency is rare, so using it as a supplement would be perfectly fine because it has a very rare ability to become toxic for the body because whatever zinc we don't need, our body excretes it out. That being said, before you plan to supplement with zinc, please consult with your doctor in order to make sure there would be no allergies or medication interactions if you choose to supplement with zinc. And this brings me to the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have learned a little bit about how zinc can positively impact our immune systems and possibly reduce the severity of our cold symptoms and the duration of the common cold.